Hari Om. Aparigraha, which means non-possessiveness or non-greediness, and so on, is the last types of Yama. Already we have discussed about Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya. Now Aparigraha. Aparigraha looks similar to that of Asteya. There it is non-stealing. Here it is non-greediness and non-possessiveness. Either in the path of spirituality or in the path of materialism, we have to practice aparigraha. And as part of Yoga Sadhana modules, this is also given prominence. We need to practice. Possessiveness and greediness. There are many such similar kind of things, but we focus on these two, which is very essential and necessary for us to practice sadhana and to be healthy in life. When I see a flower, I love that flower. Maybe because of the texture or because of the fragrance or because it looks so unique in the bunch of those flowers, or maybe because of the freshness of that flower. The moment I see the flower, I do pranam. I respect that flower. And I feel like I have to be like that flower. But I never try to pluck that flower. Just because I liked, I don't want to own it. I can see that flower and I can aspire that flower and I can value and take care of it by pouring water to that plant which gives this beautiful flower. And the roots of it is the beautiful creation of Almighty. When you mesmerize with that flower, if you can see Almighty in that, you are into aparigraha. If I pluck, or if you pluck that flower, so then you need to practice aparigraha. Over the years of practice, we get it. And people pluck the flower and keep it on the lotus feet of Almighty Supreme Soul in the form of idol, statues, or frames that they have designed or they admired. And those flowers also may feel that with permission, the flower has been plucked and with for good purpose, the flower is placed on the lotus feet of Almighty. This is one kind of devotion. But there is another kind of devotion. When I do not when the flower doesn't belong to me, when I want to become like a flower, when I'm on this planet, like how that flower is also, when I empathize that flower, then I feel that the flower should be on the plant. This is another version. So one, you took permission and you have placed it or you have used it for a divine purpose or for some welfare. Or another one is that you are not touching it and you are retaining on the plant and you are aspiring and admiring it and you feel like blossom, like how the flower is blossom. It is not necessary that you should feel like I have to become like that flower. It is not. Not everyone will think like that. But if something is so beautiful, we have our eyes and our sense organs to admire that. It is not wrong. But when you try to pluck that and without knowing the emotion of the flower, then you need to practice Aparigraha. Aparigraha is non-possessiveness. In our day-to-day lives, in the name of family, in the name of society, in the name of borders, nations, we try to possess the land, possess people, possess animals, plants, everything. Of course, even nature also tries to possess us. So in that entire process, nature story is different, but human's story is different. Human is an intellectual person and superior to any living being on this planet, and the faculties of human is so high that it can be nurtured in a beautiful way. All the faculties, can be nurtured in a beautiful way. This capacity only human got. Already many people have said, all great spiritual leaders might have told this, and if they have not said also, when you close your eyes, you will come to know. So in this connection, possessiveness is what we brought unknowingly into our lives and forget to stay healthy. How is that? If I possess something, I will not stay healthy. Yes, surely you will not feel healthy because you may have a feeling of losing it one day. When you have a fear of losing something one day, then it is the quality of possessiveness. When you are detached with that kind of emotion, and if you admire too much of something, and when you make it as a prayer, the admiration blooms like a beautiful flower and spreads whole of the universe. And you can see the whole universe very beautiful. When you are detached with possessiveness, you are healthy in your mind and your physical organs keep being safe, regenerate many of the cells in it. So, non-possessiveness is very essential, and certain things we have already into. In this world, everyone can't stay like saints. Humans have set up certain equipments in the form of shelter and security that we cannot disturb. For that matter, just observe what is possessiveness and what is greedy, non-greediness. You want the possession of it more and more becomes greediness. Today, we are struggling on this planet because of the emotion dominant with the greediness. Our fellow beings are suffering from that illness involving in corruption, taking bribe, and wanting more and more of something which is not necessary, which is somebody's property, like we have discussed in Asteya. It is equal to stealing. So Asteya and Aparigraha sometimes it looks similar. But here, that possessiveness and greediness and of all such kinds are renounced, withdrawal of greediness, withdrawal of possessiveness, withdrawal of wanting more and more, withdraw when your consciousness says all these include Aparigraha, and it's also like other subjects, it's so vast. And already many philosophers, great writers, and spiritual leaders have spoke a lot about it. We concise this for our sadhana to practice Yoga Sadhana, Patanjali Yoga Sadhana, and aspire the essence of Aparigraha in our daily life, practicing it. Regularly, we can master in it. Never misunderstand that. You need to renounce everything and walk like Gautam Buddha. Not necessary. Maybe if that happens, it is a different thing to anyone. But in a limited manner, we may have everything. We want more and more. We want everything for the survival. And your family and friends, they want more. You don't want anything. Then you should respect them. And if possible, try to make them understand. Or until they are ready, you practice it. And one day, by seeing you, they will also understand. But never force anyone when they are not ready. But you can show the picture of it, which can make or bring certain changes for welfare of all. Practice Aparigraha. And now all the 5 Yama discussions are over with Aparigraha. There are a lot of points which have to be discussed. With practice, all those things will be understood in the sadhana time. Grow as great Patanjali Yoga Gurus. So next module starts with Niyama. Hari Om Tat Sat.